Today we publish a white paper on immigration. Lower net migration, higher skills, backing British workers.
The Home Office has released its much-trailed policy paper on immigration, which Keir Starmer has promised will lead to the numbers of people arriving in the UK falling significantly by the end of this Parliament. Here is what it sets out and the measures the government is taking. 1. Net migration will fall.
I believe we need to reduce immigration.
For a departmental policy document, there is quite a lot of politics, including 4 words from Starmer and Yvette Cooper, the Home Secretary, both of whom make the argument for reducing numbers, though without setting out any specifics for this reduction. Starmer castigated what he called a one-nation experiment in open borders under the Conservatives, with net migration peaking above 900,000 a year in 2023. He and Cooper both said this had placed pressure on public services without helping economic growth.
Labour are taking the public for fools. Many of the things he was announcing are things that they are voting against right now. We brought in salary thresholds when we were in government just before the election. The first thing Keir Starmer did in coming in was scrap them. So now he's saying that he's going to have a white paper to look at the same proposals he just scrapped later. Labour are taking us for fools.
2. Tightening up the skilled visa route. One of the key changes is to tighten up the rules on which qualifications people need to get a skilled work visa.
So that if a business wants to bring people in from abroad, they must first invest in Britain.
Currently, these need to be at least at the level of what is known as Regulated Qualifications Framework, RQF 3, roughly equivalent to A levels. This will be changed to RQF 6, which is degree level. Skilled worker visas will still be issued for jobs assessed at RQF 3.5, but only on a time-limited basis, and if the government's Migration Advisory Committee deems that there is a shortage of domestic staff. Industries that do this must demonstrate that they are taking steps to try to plug the recruitment gap. 3. Social care visas.
We will be closing the care worker visa for overseas recruitment as well. We're going to introduce new restrictions.
These would already be affected by the changes to skilled visas, but more specifically, the white paper promises to end all overseas recruitment for social care work, although there will be a transition period until 2028, where visas can be extended and overseas nationals already in the country can switch to a social care job. But while this is being promised alongside separate pledges to overhaul social care and make it a more attractive option for UK workers, some groups in the sector are worried this could cause further staff shortages, which could affect the care available to people. 4. Student visas.
We will create a migration system that is controlled, selective, and fair.
One of the other big drivers in rising net numbers in recent years has been students, and while this area is economically hugely important, the white paper cites an estimated £20 billion annual contribution to the economy. Ministers are planning significant changes. Given what the paper cites as worries that too many students are arriving to study at lower-ranked institutions, and often staying in the UK beyond their course, what is known as the Basic Compliance Assessment for sponsoring institutions is being tightened up, with tougher targets for the percentage of visas grants and the proportion of students who enrol and then complete their course. There is a parallel pledge to review another route for overseas students, those who arrive to take a shorter duration language course. 5. Language requirements.
These rules become even more important. Without them, we risk becoming an island of strangers, not a nation that walks forward together.
These will be made generally more rigorous, and there will be new requirements for people to show progression in their English proficiency over time if they apply for visa extensions or settlement. As part of this, all adult dependents who come with arriving workers or students will need to show at least basic English skills and to progress. 6. Longer wait for settlement. Under the changed rules, people will need to have been in the UK for at least 10 years, rather than the current 5 before they can seek settlement, also known as indefinite leave to remain. This has been criticised by some as making it harder for arrivals to fully integrate into UK life. 7. Offences and deportation. A number of measures in the paper relate to making it easier to remove arrivals who have committed crimes, particularly if they are on short-term visas. Currently, only those who are jailed for a year or more are considered for deportation. This will now be an option for all offences, particularly sexual offences. Part of this will involve seeking to clarify how Article 8 of the European Convention on Human Rights, which allows people to appeal on the basis of their right to a family life, is applied to immigration cases in the UK. 8. Higher fees. One specific in the document is a 32% increase in the so-called immigration skills charge paid by employers, barring certain professions such as research scientists, when they take on someone from overseas via a skilled visa or similar route. The paper says this has not been increased since 2017, so the rise is in line with inflation. 9. E-identity cards. To better monitor arrivals and have improved measuring of numbers, a new electronic identity system for overseas nationals will replace the current system of biometric residence permit cards. This would be an extension of the e-visa system implemented for foreign visa holders in the past few months.
That works for our national interest and that restores common sense and control to our borders. That is what this white paper will deliver. Lower net migration, higher skills, backing British workers. The start of repairing our social contract, which the chaos and cynicism of the last government did so much to undermine. Thank you.
As the UK navigates these significant changes in immigration policy, it is crucial for both newcomers and existing residents to stay informed and adaptable. Here are a few pieces of advice. Regularly check official government sources for updates on immigration rules and requirements. This includes changes to visa types, qualifications, and application processes. If you are considering applying for a visa or permanent residency, ensure you fully understand the new criteria, particularly regarding education and language proficiency. Engage with local communities. Building connections within local communities can help newcomers integrate more smoothly into UK society. Engaging in community activities can enhance social networks and provide support. For those navigating the complexities of immigration, consulting with immigration experts or legal advisors can provide clarity and help avoid potential pitfalls. In conclusion, the Home Office's new immigration policy marks a pivotal shift aimed at managing migration effectively. While these changes present challenges, they also offer an opportunity for renewed dialogue about national identity and the role of immigration in the UK. By embracing these policies thoughtfully, the country can work towards a balanced approach that respects its heritage while fostering a diverse and inclusive society.